Are you gonna shoot a deer?
Are you gonna shoot a Bambi?
Oh, you wouldn't kill an animal, would you? Like, no, not me. Not me. Just, it's not right. It's not right, you know? No way.
Steven, are you going to kill these Bambis?
So, was I? To find out, we found a group of hunters who were willing to let us into their lives and share with us their stories, their food, and their rakia. We began at the lodge. I felt especially honoured when they heard that I had grown up hunting in Ireland and offered to take me shooting.
He would like to know whether you'd like to try to shoot the gun before.
Yeah, sure, yeah. But first, the ceremonial dress.
Now I am ready.
Part of me felt nervous as I hadn't fired a gun in years. I was feeling two conflicting emotions: pride that they'd offered to take me to shoot a deer, and fear that I might actually have to shoot a deer, a Bambi.
Nice and light.
We returned to the lodge for breakfast. Warm rakia, followed by hot coffee. Franz was to be my mentor. After a brief safety briefing, I was presented with the ultimate honour, his rifle, a deeply personal thing. I felt a jolt of adrenaline. He slid the round into the breech, and the weapon was cocked, as was I. I sighted down the scope and concentrated on my breathing to slow my pulse and stop the crosshairs jumping up and down. In. Out. In. Out. Hold.
Oh God. Good. Perfect.
I couldn't believe the anticipation as Tony retrieved the target.
Good.
I'd missed, but not by much.
Certo.
If it had been a living target, that would only have been temporary. I think that was the real moment of acceptance by these men. Enough to declare me ready for a real hunt.
You can be proud.
Oh, thank you. I'm very proud.
They continued my training with a quick lesson on how to stalk a deer. I tried enthusiastically, if not quite elegantly. And then we were off to the wilderness, under Tony's tutelage, and more lessons in bushcraft.
So we all have to be really silent. The most important thing is not to scare the animals
and not to talk.
Not to make a great
Yeah.
shot. I don't know.
Then we were off to the hide. Tony cautioning silence as he stealthily stalked off into the shade of the forest, followed by me, two camera operators, a sound man with 10% vision and jangling equipment. As we cram 5 people into a 2-man hide, Tony seductively blows his deer call to lure any horny animals nearby. I stare through the scope, watching over this beautiful glade, hoping and fearing that a deer will arrive. I look down and I see a lens pointing at me. I look to my left, and there's another, All at once, I feel hunted, nervous. A spider moves in its web, another hunter lying in wait. I calm my breath and focus. All other thoughts flee. I feel like I'm home, connected again to a lost feeling. My father's face pops into my mind, and the memories flood in, unhurried, as I think about why I enjoyed hunting so much. I never enjoyed killing. I remember the first time I went hunting with my father. I was 7 or 8. He shot a bunny. I cried my eyes out, but I kept going. I used to treasure being my dad's bagman, carrying pheasants, rabbits, duck, snipe, arguing with my cousin over who got to carry what, hoping we'd get to hold a shotgun.
To the trigger.
Yeah. Okay.
So
First
just-
trigger?
I remember jumping out of bed at 4 a.m. to go and stand in a frozen lake in Ballybay in January, icy water sloshing over the tops of my wellies, stinging my thighs, waiting for the dawn and the ducks. I remember the smell of the forest in Delvin at dawn on the 1st of November and walking 15 kilometers before lunch, shooting nothing, shivering, and Tony Keenan, who knew everything about everything, sharing the soup he'd had cooking since the night before, full of juicy lumps of venison and duck, spuds and carrots. His pointer, Judge, saved his life when he fell through the ice on a frozen lake. I remember Mickey Lavelle, the worst shot in Ballybay, being so engrossed in telling a joke that he stepped off a path in a flooded field, disappearing under the water except for his hands still sticking out, clutching his bent double-barrel shotgun. I remember Val Fitzpatrick, the only Protestant on a Catholic rugby team, nearly lost his right arm in an accident and he had to learn to shoot with his left, and he still won every clay pigeon shooting competition in the county. His dog, Dawn, was the best retriever in Ireland. I remember all these men, but mostly I remember the times I spent with my father, who took me almost everywhere with him and introduced me to these people who'd maybe one of their own and part of their family, when I didn't really have anyone else. He taught me to have respect for my elders and to listen to them as they've lived lives and have stories and wisdom to share. It never really mattered if you shot anything or not. Half the time we didn't. It was always about the walks and the talks, the food and the fire, tired at the end of the day, and this indescribable feeling and a sense of belonging.
Steve, come on. Do you like my hat?
I love your hat.
Če ti je moj klobuk všeč, potem ti ga bom jaz poklonil, da ga boš imel za spomin v tvoji matični deželi, kjer loviš ribe in loviš tudi divjad. In naj te spremlja slovenski lovski klobuk na tvojih lovskih in ribiških poteh. Izvoli.
Thank you. It's an honor.
All that ever mattered to my father and these men was that you were one of them. And this, for me, is where the story lies.
No.
These men, Franz and Tony, took us in, fed us, watered us, made us a part of their family through a shared bond, through camaraderie, even though I didn't even speak their language. They sang with us, they joked with us, they welcomed us, they trusted us, they got a bit drunk with us. They made us feel part of their community. And I guess you're wondering, did I shoot Bambi?
deer surviving another day.
Yes.